Whoa, 2024, wow, Whoa, we made it. Whew, that was close. Apple has confirmed that they got hoop dreams. If by hoop, you mean gaming platform, and not just NBA games. I'm sorry, here's the news. In an interview with Inverse, Apple representatives explained that Apple Silicon has changed the game for Apple. I didn't realize that was a pun when I wrote it, but awesome. With every M1, 2, or 3 powered Mac being able to play AAA games pretty fantastically. Even better, now that Apple's own impressive chips power iPhone, iPad, and Mac, porting games to work on all those platforms is simple and effective, as demonstrated by Resident Evil 4 launching on Mac, and then recently on iPhone and running like a dream. The interview serves to confirm something that anyone who's seen their past few conference keynotes would have already surmised, that Apple is getting serious about making the Mac platform a lot friendlier to gamers, not only with improved performance, but also with support for more titles. Other than the aforementioned game about immoral inhabitants, the Mac also got multiple Game of the Year award-winning RPG Baldur's Gate 3 and Lies of P. Do people like that one? Honestly, I'm hoping Apple gaming only gets better, even if Apple only wants more people to buy their MacBooks, because you can't buy their watches anymore. JK, you can buy the watches again. Go pick one up. OpenAI was sued by the New York Times last week for copyright infringement relating to ChatGPT, and I haven't had a chance to talk about it because I was on vacation, so now I want to talk about it, because it's the first major AI copyright lawsuit pertaining to news content, and it could actually have a big impact, so can I just talk about it for a second, please? Thank you. The New York Times lawsuit claims that if provided with a URL and a bit of the beginning text from a Times article, ChatGPT will reproduce the entire article nearly verbatim. The Times says this is evidence that OpenAI trained their models on NYT articles without a license, and they also call for the destruction of not only GPT-3 and 4, but any LLM trained on their content, and any citizen who harbored these models. Shoshana! Now, some have defended OpenAI by pointing out that ChatGPT didn't memorize and then spit out these articles. It's just predicting the next word based on its training data, which is the whole internet. It's not copyright infringement per se, but even if that's true, the NYT's case is bolstered by the fact that some companies like Apple are pursuing deals to license content from news organizations to train their AI models. And in fact, OpenAI has already made a number of such deals. In even more fact, the New York Times approached OpenAI to make a licensing deal, but negotiations fell apart back in August. So that's the reason for all this. Hopefully, this lawsuit can finally answer the question of whether ChatGPT is alive. You know who's definitely not alive? Virtual influencers created by marketing agencies using AI image generators and disdain for the ineffable quality of the human soul. The Financial Times spoke to the founders of Barcelona-based ad agency The Clueless, which is just perfect. They've been partnering hot brands with clueless virtual hot girl influencers Maya Lima and Aitana Lopez after being taken aback by the skyrocketing rates human influencers charge these days. What's a poor fashion brand like H&M to do? Pay famous humans an even greater multiple of the pennies they pay to the non-famous humans who make their clothes? No, the answer, according to an analytics report from Instagram, is to create a campaign with famous people that don't even exist. That makes these campaigns 91% cheaper per impression, because people that don't exist don't need to be paid as much. They still need a little though. Virtual content creators are becoming more prominent in South Korea and elsewhere, complete with followers who leave comments about how beautiful they are. What are you doing? I mean, sure, follow them, use the coupon code or whatever, but who are you talking to? What?
I don't know, maybe she'll see it. It's pretty hot.
Now it's time for Quick Bits, brought to you by Moosend, the service that will put your email marketing woes out to pasture. With Moosend, you can create utterly beautiful and effective email campaigns using customizable templates, segmentation tools, and personalized dynamic elements. And after you've launched your campaign, calculate your next steps with their advanced analytical tools. What are you waiting for? Get a move on and follow the link below to try Moosend free for 30 days. I didn't write any of that. That was wondrous. One time I stuck my hand in the QuickBits jar and I touched the bottom and I thought they were all gone, but then there were more. I don't know how that jar works. Do you own a Vizio TV in California? You may be entitled to a portion of a $3 million payout as a result of a now settled class action lawsuit brought against the TV company for advertising its TV's 120 Hz and 240 Hz refresh rates, which were, in many cases, just 60 Hz plus motion smoothing, a feature known in the land of the nerds as Geeksbane. The individual payouts won't be enough to buy a new TV, but it should do something to offset your labor of changing the settings at your parents' house. Again! You did it last year. It keeps turning itself back on. What? Google may be planning to add Maps driving mode to its ever-largening graveyard, according to code strings discovered by 9to5Google, because the only thing Google does better than building things is destroying them, like a toddler making a tower out of blocks. It's going down as soon as it's done. 9to5Google believes the strings in question indicate driving mode will be deprecated in February of this year, which is 2024 in case you forgot, more than a year after Google shut down the similar but different Google Assistant driving mode, which also followed the perishing of Android Auto for phone screens. Hey, maybe just stop trying to make special Maps driving modes only to immediately kill them. Maybe just stop, you're already making another one. Okay. Hey, want some fun science news? A team at Michigan State University have made progress in developing a living building material that can self-heal, clean pollution from the air, and only rarely absorb nearby people to implant their eggs in. Pretty good. Intended for use with special 3D printers, the material is a microbe-rich ink of sorts created from agricultural waste or the parts of plants that farmers can't sell. Also, a major ingredient in my grandma's signature stew, which is why I'm so strong. When MrBeast asked his ex-followers, which sounds like I'm saying former followers, which is why I'll keep saying Twitter until they make me stop. Anyways, when Jimmy asked his followers to go watch his new video on YouTube, Elon Musk agreed with a reply from a crypto guy telling Senior Beast to upload the vid on Twitter. Beast Wars replied that this platform's monetization wouldn't fund a fraction of the millions of dollars his videos cost to make, essentially telling the world's richest man he can't afford them. Gotcha. Perhaps thinking MrBeast was missing something, Crypto Guy replied, "Post on both?" Perfectly explaining why he's into crypto. And a number of creative works have entered the public domain, including Mickey Mouse. But don't get too excited. The only version of Mickey that's now free to use is the original character as depicted in the 1928 Steamboat Willie cartoon. This is already being taken advantage of by creators like Corridor Digital, who straight up re-uploaded Steamboat Willie, because why the heck not? But also by the creators of just announced horror game Infestation 88, featuring a creepy zombified Mickey. Another entry in the same weird tradition that brought us the groundbreaking film Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. We're finally free to use these characters to make things that are lame and bad. But you'll never be lame and bad in my eyes as long as you show up on Wednesday again for more tech news. I'm just kidding. I'll love you no matter where you are on Wednesday, as long as you're here on time.